Compass Wave aims to help you keep track of your customers from beginning to end. All the way from the first time you capture their lead, from the first time you get their prospect information, all the way to appointment scheduling and charging the customer. And so we've seen how we can pass prospects through our various tools, like the invoicing tool, for example. We pass prospect into it, it'll generate a PDF, and it will charge the customer whatever we tell it to. However, we also can keep track of prospects through that whole process, and this is where you'll find them in your sales database. It's under sales here at the left, under the sales menu, under prospects. And you'll see here Johnny Jaros, that's the prospect we received from the estimate earlier, and then also Sarah Johnson is the one we just created a quote for. So they actually show up side by side, and you can organize the list by name, by address. They have the same address actually, and the same description, which includes how many rooms they have, how many square feet they have. You can make these rows a little bit bigger if you want to. You can click on them like this, and it'll pull up some more information about them. It'll pull up all of the names we have associated with this address, all of the emails that they have. So these are all the names and emails that might be associated with this customer. I happen to use the same address for both of our estimates, or both of our prospects. So we'll get them sort of combined here. We get the frequency that they chose, if they chose one, the square footage of their house, more information about their house, and this prospect and proposal ID. Now, I will say they're not too useful inside of Compass Wave. However, I'll show you how to export these prospects, and you'll see they actually can be quite useful outside of Compass Wave if you'd like to use them in something like Quality Driven. So as we scroll down, you can take some notes on this customer. You just click in here and start typing. Sarah Johnson has a dog that sheds a lot. Might be something you want to note, right? Going down to the activity, we see under this person, right? We're sort of imagining it as one house, and I typed in two different people's names. However, it's sort of saying, well, there's one house here, so we're going to class it all together. And we see the quote that we made today and the estimate that we made a couple days ago. So over on the right here, you'll see some icons. You can archive this customer or this prospect. If you archive a prospect, it will still be available to recover. If we go back to the prospects database here and click Advanced Search, you can actually click Archived. I don't have any archived customers here. However, you can go and get them again. They're just sort of out of your way. So go back to Unarchived, that means Available, and click on Sarah Johnson again. Over here at the right, we have these other 3 PDFs right here. This is the estimate PDF. So this is the one that the customer receives from the beginning. They get their estimate total, some of the answers that they answered to the questions. You can get the calculation PDF, which describes how we came up with the number that we did. So based on your cost drivers, as we talked about in an earlier video, Compass Wave will go through all of their answers and run some calculations, and we'll see it all starts to add up to this total range, which is what they were given in the estimate tool. So then going back out, and then this last one here is creating an invoice. So this doesn't generate the PDF right away. It actually brings you to the invoices page and skips the first step so that you are automatically on Sarah Johnson's quote here that you get to create an invoice from. So you would break it down just like normal, like we talked about in the other video, and create the invoice. And then you'll be given the ability to charge her. So if I go back to sales and prospects, I click on Sarah Johnson again. Back in the view prospect page, and notice it did save our notes. And then there's this last button here at the bottom right, which is the convert to customer button. Now, watch the title appear as I press this button. It just switched to View Customer because now we're looking at a customer. So CompassWave actually differentiates between prospects and customers. Sometimes we'll refer to them all in one. But prospects are people who have filled out your estimate form, got an estimate, or maybe they got a quote from you, but they haven't done anything about it yet. However, you can always click that button at the bottom right, convert them to a customer, and also convert them back to a prospect if you'd like to. So that's actually, I don't know if you noticed that there's a second page under sales. If I convert this one back to customer, you'll see, if I go back to sales and customers, now you'll see them under there. Remember, they're sort of treating them as one, which is why both of them moved. But if we go through and create a new estimate, right, a new prospect, we can move it between the tables independently. So the last thing I want to tell you about is the exporting button up here. This is on the prospects page and the customers page, so you get to do this for both. You can export a full database export. Here, I'll show you. It downloads a .csv file. That's a spreadsheet file. So you're going to open it up in your favorite spreadsheet manager. I like LibreOffice, this one. Some people like Excel. Whichever one you have. If you open it up, you'll see the anything in that table. So we have Sarah Johnson and Johnny Drew S here, the same address, the different amounts that Sarah was quoted, and Johnny got an estimate for these amounts. Right. We see their phone, they have the same phone. Their emails, the square footage, the different rooms, lot size if we have it, and the dates that they were received, the times that they did each step of the process. And lastly, for customers, you'll see the date they were won. That is the date they were won over as a customer. Right, so I converted them to a customer at this time. So that's what we've got for our prospects and customers page. Now I mentioned how we can pass these prospects and customers through our different tools like the invoicing tool and the calendar tool. So next I'm going to show you a little bit about the calendar tool and how you can use it to create appointments and manage your schedule through CompassWave.